All right, YouTube, today we have a brand new team that we're going to be featuring the Dawnwings Necrozma in a different twist. We see a bunch of the Torkoal entity stuff. I want to try something a little bit different, so we're going to be trying out some fun partners, Scrafty and Steelix, some Pokemon you'll probably never really see anywhere else but on this channel. And today we're going to try it out. If you do enjoy the episodes though, be sure to leave a like down below and leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. Make sure you check out all my other socials, like my 2 other YouTube channels and my Twitch channel where I do live stream, my TikTok. Make sure you follow all those. But yeah, this team will be available for 2 weeks. Grab the rental code right here, but there is a payment available down below, and keep an eye out for the team builder. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. All right, Zacian. Doesn't look fun. Zacian, Pelipper, Landorus, Incineroar, Rillaboom, and the Zapdos. So this is a little bit scary right here. I do like Scrafty, Necrozma, and Amoonguss for sure. And then I think last one has to be Steelix. I do kind of need a big threat against the Zacian in case. Although Primarina is not technically bad here. It does do quite a bit of damage output against my opponent's team. Maybe no Steelix in this game. Maybe just bring the Primarina, because you definitely bring Zacian, and it also punishes Hyper Voice on Zacian, or punishes Sub Zacian. So I don't know if this is Swords Dance or Sub. If it's Swords Dance, it's actually gonna be a little bit tricky, but let's see how this goes. Maybe I should have led Scrafty and Amoonguss though, now that I think about it. I think Scrafty and Amoonguss might have been a stronger lead. I do really want to put on some pressure in this game though. With the Acid Spray Scrafty, I think it's definitely doable. I want to lead Necrozma because if they lead the Zacian, at least I have like pretty high damage output against it. But we'll see. It's going to be Rillaboom Zacian. Okay. As I am going to lead Necrozma Scrafty here. This is a complicated situation because if they click Fake Out... I don't know if they click Fake Out here though. Behemoth Blade into a move in a Necrozma would pick up a knockout though. So this is already scary. And they also threaten a Play Rough onto Scrafty if they have Play Roughs. So a little bit of a complicated spot here. I don't exactly have the safest plays right here, unfortunately. I should have let Amoonguss. Amoonguss was definitely better. Unless it was Sub-Zacian, then this is actually a better lead here. I'm going to switch out Scrafty and Amoonguss, and I think at this point in turn 1, I do have to kind of play a bit risky here. So I am going to just attempt to go for a Trick Room right here. And we'll see how this ends up. Because if they do double up the Necrozma slot, this is already a pretty bad spot, but not much I can do here. So we'll go into Amoonguss here. If they click Sub, that's okay. We're going to see Fake Out. Okay, Fake Out is really good for me. Fake Out in Amoonguss. They get a crit, unfortunate, but that's okay. And then we're going to see the Swords Dance come out. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I really don't mind that. So we do confirm what set it is. It is going to be Swords Dance on the Zacian. A lot easier to handle, I think. It should be U-turn from the Rillaboom, I'd imagine. It should be U-turn from the Rillaboom, I'd imagine. I'm going to double up the Rillaboom with Moongeist Beam into Pollen Puff. I don't know if they're going to go hard Incineroar or like... I think Zacian protects here and Rillaboom just goes for a U-turn. It's just such a safe play. And I don't think you want your Zacian to sleep right here. Yeah. So they're going to protect Zacian. I do call this aggressive play. And it does end up working out. Let's see. Pollen Puff into the Rillaboom is going to do a good amount of damage. Yep. Solid amount. And here comes a Moongeist Beam as well into the Rillaboom as well. So are we going to pick up a KO? But I don't think we are with the Assault Vest. Yeah, it's Assault Vest. And U-turn does come out into Necrozma. Get a bit of chip. So Necrozma has taken a bit of HP. This should be Incineroar coming in. And if Incineroar comes in, I just go Scrafty here in Earth Power. The Zapdos comes... What? You not have Incineroar? Because I think if you had Incineroar, you definitely... Oh, okay. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Zapdos is very easy to handle. I don't know why they made the Zapdos play here. I guess they don't have Incineroar, which is kind of crazy if you don't have Incineroar against my team. You have an Incineroar, right? Yeah, you do. I don't know why you did this, but hey, I'm going to Earth Power and I'm going to Spore the Zacian slot. They're going to switch out. Smart. Wow, they brought Pelipper. Okay. So no Incineroar is really interesting right here. I'm okay with it though. They're gonna get a Hurricane off, but I do have the Cobra Berry at least. Like this play just screams Cobra Berry. Can I get another Trick Room up? I definitely feel like I can. They do go for the Hurricane. I do have Cobra Berry. Wonder what item the Zapdos is. We don't know where the Goggles would be on this team. I feel like this is probably Helmet Zapdos, but it could be Goggles as well. I also take a Confusion, which is not great here. Okay. I think I definitely want a Moongeist Beam the Pelipper slot, and I definitely want a Moongeist's HP available. So I'm going to go Primarina here, and I'm just going to Moongeist Beam the Pelipper, since I know I can get a guaranteed hit off in the Pelipper this turn. So we'll go Primarina here. It'll take the Hurricane okay-ish. It's not going to take it super well, but should take it okay. Moongeist Beam going to come out into the Pelipper. And Necrozma looking really good damage-wise. Let's see. Can we get a good hit off? We do. Focus Sash is revealed. Nice. Okay. And then the and then the Zapdos. What are you going for? Hurricane? Yep, Hurricane again. Into the Primarina. Primarina will survive this. Can you stop getting the confusion, man? I'm kind of willing to risk Primarina though, because I don't think Primarina is like super important for me winning this game. Last turn I Trick Room 2. Yeah, I'd rather just go for a Hyper Voice here and just Moongeist Beam. A Pelipper could wake up if it has Wide Guard, could go for it, but I just don't see a reason not to target down the Zapdos slot with a Photon Geyser and just Hyper Voice right here. It's not really a safe switch for my opponent, assuming I get a Hyper Voice off. If they protect, that's fine too. I can maybe get Trick Room up again. If we hit ourselves, let's see here. No, we do land a Hyper Voice. One time we do want to go for it. Okay. So we are able to get a Hyper Voice off into the Pelipper. Pelipper goes down. All right. And this is a Photon Geyser into the Zapdos' Protect. I actually haven't noticed the amount. Okay, we get to check this. Actually, no. We should have been able to confirm if it was pressure or static. And I'm pretty sure we saw that it was static and not pressure. I don't think the ability revealed itself. This should be a Zacian here. And they're probably going to try to do as much damage output as possible. Could be Rillaboom. But yeah, Zacian just makes way more sense here. Damage output wise. Now, the problem is, are you going to target the Primarina at all, or are you going to just ignore the Primarina? I really want to just go... I feel like Double Out makes a lot of sense here. I'm going to go Amoonguss here and Scrafty, because I don't think you Swords Dance this time. I think Swords Dancing is very strange here. So I'm going to go Amoonguss, and I'm going to go Scrafty. Now, the reason why I'm going Amoonguss here is because I'm expecting Behemoth Blade Hurricane into this slot upcoming. So what I want to try to do is get Scrafty in for free next to my Necrozma to set up another Trick Room. And I think that's really valuable. So we're going to see Behemoth Blade come out. This should be... I'd imagine this has to be the Amoonguss. Yeah. And this should be a double. Probably Hurricane. It could be T-Bolt, but I think Hurricane makes more sense. They did T-Bolt, though. That's awkward. I could have just got Trick Room up for free. Oh, that's really awkward. I'm going to go Primarina here, and I'm just going to go for a Spore Attempt because I don't see a safe way to maneuver. If I switch out Amoonguss to sack the... If I sack Primarina for the Amoonguss slot, I don't think the play works. I'm just going to go Primarina, and I'm going to go for the Spore Attempt into Zacian once again. Okay, these confusions... I've been a little bit unfortunate because I've been forced to kind of switch around, but let's try it out now. We bring in this... They protect. It's fine. Okay. As Zapdos going to go on the offense here. Hurricane. Yep. Into Amoonguss. No. Jeez. I am not getting anything right here. Okay. I do go for the Spore Attempt into the Zacian. It does fail. Okay. Rain stops though. And they don't have a way to set it up because Pelipper went down. I'm going to just draw off a Hyper Voice here. I'm going to get as much damage as I can. I'm going to go Scrafty for the Amoonguss. It's probably Behemoth Blade into the Amoonguss and probably just a T-Bolt right here. So what I'm going to do here... I'm assuming you don't want to risk Play Rough into Amoonguss because a Spore off would be really bad here. So I'm going to try to get the Necrozma this time. This has not been working out as well as I would have liked, but let's see, because they haven't been pressuring the Trick Room slots as much as I thought they would. So we'll see here. I do think I could get an Acid Spray combination off in this game. And I really hope I am able to. I do need damage on the Zacian though eventually. We do get in Scrafty once again. Get Intimidate off. So now the Zacian is at -1 attack, which is pretty big. And this is Behemoth Blade. Gonna target down. This has to be the Amoonguss. I don't think you ever target the Primarina slot. And even if you do, it's fine. Yeah. Scrafty. I don't get crit. Wow, that didn't do that much actually at all. And Thunderbolt gonna come out into the Primarina slot. Okay, cool. So there are risks to this still. There's crit chance, there's para chances. My safest play is just to go Necrozma here and sub to Trick Room. It is my best play possible. So I am going to go for a Moongeist Beam No, I'm going to Trick Room here, and I'm going to go for a Fake Out. Their best play, I think, is to switch out into Rillaboom, which they definitely could, and then Zapdos just goes for an attack here. They might just stay in hoping for a crit, or just try and knock out Scrafty with Play Rough, which I could respect as well. But we'll see. I will Fake Out the Zacian, and we're going to see the Zapdos goes for the Blind Hurricane, and targets the Necrozma, so they're going for Confusion. Okay, nice. And we are able to get Trick Room up. Good. Oh, having Trick Room up is so nice here. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for the double up into Zapdos. Because, like, I could double up the Zacian slot with a close combat Earth Power, and I don't think they would want that either. This is actually a really weird position because I feel like one of them protects and the other has to either attack. It could go Rillaboom, but I don't think so. And nice, they went for the Protector Zacian, so I get the Acid Spray combination off into Zapdos to pick up the knockout. Oh, that's amazing. So, get the big Acid Spray into the Zapdos so I can knock it out with the Moongeist Beam. If this doesn't knock out, I'll be very amazed here. But here comes Moongeist Beam into Zapdos. Goodbye, Zapdos. Get the combination off. Fantastic. And now they bring in Rillaboom. It kind of makes sense because Zacian is the one Pokemon that couldn't be affected by Acid Spray. So, okay, Rillaboom comes out. And now I'm still in a weird situation because we don't know what the item on that Rillaboom is. So I kind of want to swap here into a Moongus and close combat the Rillaboom, and it should pick up the knockout, I would imagine, at this range. I just don't know because I feel like your play here is to go for the Grassy Glide crit into the Necrozma to win the game. That's what I would expect. But the Grassy Glide is Scrafty, but Scrafty survives anyway because this is almost max defense Scrafty. Close combat knocks out the Rillaboom. Okay, I actually took the Grassy Glide way better than I expected, but that works out beautifully. Okay, so Rillaboom goes down, and we're gonna see the Swords Dance come out. Makes sense. Okay. So what, the Zacian's back at neutral, or is it back at +1? I mean, either way, my play here next turn is to Spore the Zacian, bring out the Necrozma. And then I should have this game sealed, because then I could just keep going for Rage Powder, and I usually get one hit off. Maybe if they wake up instantly, but no, I think I would have enough turns. They would need an insane amount of luck. Yeah, this is the second to last turn Trick Room. We go for the Spore here in the Zacian. We go for the swap into Necrozma right here. Because we also get an Intimidate off into the Zacian, and we get Grassy Terrain Healing for Necrozma to take the Zacian attack once we get another Intimidate round. So we go Necrozma here. The Zacian goes for Protect. Completely fine. Completely fine. We're going to go for the Spore into the Zacian attempt. And we're going to go for a... Yeah, we just go for a Spore Earth Power here. It's very safe. And yeah, we just go for Spore Earth Power. And then we go for Rage Powder, Trick Room, and then we win. Yeah. Or we could go for Rage Powder. Well, they need a Double Protect first. Surprised they didn't go for the Double Protect. I think a Double Protect might have given you with a Behemoth Blade, crit into a Moongus. I mean, I still get the Earth Power off initially, and then I get to Fake Out Trick Room, and then you have to go for like 4 Protects. Like, that might be a solution to like have a chance at the game. But Acid Spray coming clutch, knocking out the Zapdos. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have been able to knock it out, especially if it had a Berry on Zapdos. So big clutch Acid Spray Scrafty, and I love that I got it off in this situation in an offensive position. So yes, it just ended up working out so well in this game specifically. All right, interesting team. We have a Rillaboom, a Zacian, a Thunderous Fairy form, Suicune, the Mienshao, and I have Regidrago, Rotom Heat, which good Pokemon. All right, let's see what I exactly want to bring here, because this is scary. I have no idea what the Suicune set is. Safety Goggles Roar can prevent my Trick Room, which is a little bit difficult right here. What exactly do I like? I like Scrafty. Intimidate is always fantastic here. Don't really need any Wide Guard on this team. What should I do here? Amoonguss is good here. Necrozma is good if I can get into a good position. I think maybe scouting for like what the set is on the Suicune is going to be important. Damage wise, Regidrago does a lot. It's just the Zacian that's very scary here. So not exactly too sure. Unfortunately, I don't think Steelix is coming. It doesn't really do much damage. It can do damage. It's just not amazing in this position. think Scrafty Amoonguss is probably my safest lead overall. Having a Necrozma in the back, and I want to say Regidrago, because Dragon Energy can do so much damage against the team, I think, overall. I do have to worry about Wide Guard Mienshao mainly, and going to be the... It is going to be the Wide Guard Mienshao I'm going to have to worry about, as well as the Zacian, but otherwise I do so much damage. I wonder if it's Scarf Mienshao with coaching, or if it has some form of coaching at least, because I think coaching with Zacian is amazing, especially the Scarf Mienshao variant. We obviously tested the Scarf Mienshao variant in the last team, and I think it's so good potential, even though I didn't really use it that much. Ooh, this is the worst lead possible. All right, the Rotom Heat combined with the Mienshao lead. Now, scary here, very scary. I have no idea if that's knockoff Mienshao either, which is a bit terrifying, but we are going to swap. Did I double swap here? I mean, I might as well just go Necrozma, and I think I go Regidrago here. The Overheat shouldn't do too much damage. If they go for close combat right away, we're good. This might just be Fake Out, which is fine as well. Wisp would be a little bit strange, but I think we can play around it. Let's find out. We're going to bring out the Necrozma right here, and we're going to bring out our Regidrago. This just to make sure that Overheat doesn't knock out Amoonguss. I don't think it would, but just to be safe and sorry, and it could be Faint. We're going to see Taunt come out. Okay, to stop a Rage Powder. Is this Wisp? Nasty Plot. Ooh, okay. So this Rotom does have a way to set up. Draco Meteor probably knocks it out, though. Draco Meteor can probably knock it out. The problem is I don't know if Necrozma can get knocked out this turn. And I really need Necrozma in this game. If I don't have Necrozma in this game, it's really bad. I'm actually going to go hard into Amoonguss here, and I'm going to drop a Draco. Just a good old drop of Draco into the Rotom. It is my best play because there is Wide Guard potential here if they have it. Taunt is interesting. I would say Taunt, Fake Out, close combat, and then the fill and move Wide Guard. We're going to see Taunt again into the Amoonguss slot. Don't tell me you went greedy here. Did you... they just T-bolted. Okay. Into Regidrago is an interesting choice. Okay. No para, and Draco Meteor comes out. Beautiful. Okay. That's a good Draco hit, as we obliterate the Rotom. Goodbye, Rotom. Oh, feels good, man. Okay, so they went for Thunderbolt. I was surprised. I thought if anything they would go for like a T-Bolt into the Necrozma, but Taunt makes sense to prevent the Trick Room, and then getting damage on Regidrago to prevent Dragon Energy from doing as much. It was still done a lot of damage, though. We're gonna see the Zacian come out, which is fine. Don't know what moves are coming out, though. I think close combat could be a thing in a Regidrago. Behemoth Blade could obviously be. Play Rough is an option. I'm going to go Scrafty for the Intimidate once again, and I'm actually going to go hard into Necrozma. I think it's just a very safe play in general, other than straight up Play Rough / Behemoth Blade, but I don't really have much to play around that anyway. I don't want Amoonguss to stay in. I could go for like Pollen Puff into my own Regidrago slot. That could be a play. I'm just really hoping this isn't a knockoff into the thing, but I do want to Intimidate off for sure into the Zacian. Having a Intimidate is going to be really huge for me switching in. So we do get a Intimidate off into the Zacian. Again, Mienshao can't be intimidated due to its inner focus. Great ability. And let's see. Gonna be Behemoth Blade is gonna come out. Who is this targeting? I want to say the Amoonguss slot, but it could be the Regidrago slot, but it is at -2, but it is going to be the Necrozma slot, which I do take a lot for. And we are going to see a... Oh, you don't know how painful that was to see. But okay, they do have knockoff. That's really bad. I got to figure out this position now. I think I could probably go Amoonguss in very safely, though. So I am going to go for a close combat into the Mienshao, and I'm actually going to go hard into my Amoonguss here, because Amoonguss doesn't really need Cobra Berry in this game at all. We're going to see the Zacian retreat, which makes sense. It is intimidated. We're going to see Rillaboom last Pokemon. Okay, really good for me, actually. This is really good for me. I'm able to get a big close combat off into Mienshao. I'll live any attack, assuming it either doesn't crit or this Mienshao has a boosting item. Let's find out if it does. Bring out the Amoonguss on Taunt once again, which is surprising and not knockoff, but all right, works for me. We are able to get a close combat off into the Mienshao. Very nice damage. And this upcoming turn is gonna be interesting. I could get the knockout onto Mienshao, and that's kind of what I want if I can. I'm gonna go for the Grass Knot right here. And I'm swapping out Scrafty. I'm going hard into my Regidrago because I don't need my Regidrago anymore. I think it's done its job. I need that Mienshao gone from the field. That knockoff pressure is absolutely insane against me right here. So we are going to go for the Grass Knot. Good swap on their part. They do realize that they do need the Mienshao. We are going to see the Zacian come out once again, which is fine. I don't want to switch in hard into my Necrozma because I have no idea what their items, or I have no idea what they're going to do here. We're going to see a Grassy Glide come out, okay, into the Scrafty, which is fine. Regidrago took a lot of damage. Miracle Seed, I don't know, maybe I'm just unfamiliar with my damage calcs. Grass Knot does an okay amount, actually. That's not bad damage. Okay, so I want Amoonguss to get a Rage Powder position if possible. I'm gonna sack Regidrago if possible. I'm gonna go for a Draco Meteor into the Rillaboom slot, and I am gonna go hard into Scrafty here because I do want Amoonguss untaunted. I could go for Pollen Puff, but I do want the Zacian intimidated. It is a pretty big thing to have the Zacian intimidated, so I do live another attack from the Necrozma. So let's, or not Necrozma, the Zacian. So, which is pretty big for my Necrozma. So we will go for the switch with Amoonguss. We're going to go out and Scrafty, get another Intimidate round. Let's see if they call it. They can go for Play Rough. And we'll see here because I could be risking a little bit, but Regidrago shouldn't be knocked out to the Rillaboom. So I do get one Draco Meteor off. Behemoth Blade is going to come out. We still don't know what moveset this is. It's just been Behemoth Blade over and over again. Cards down to Regidrago, which is fine. Regidrago does go down here, which is okay for me. And then we're going to see the knockoff come out. Okay, so it had double knockoff on this team. Good to know. Good to know. Now, position-wise, I can go out into Amoonguss. I don't know if I really like that too much, but I can. I could go into Amoonguss and maybe switch out my Scrafty, going into Necrozma for Pollen Puff. I do kind of like that option, actually. My only concern is if they double up my Scrafty slot. But they would have to worry about Spore, right? Because Fake Out Spore could be a play in the Zacian. Ooh, I could also go into Necrozma and get a Trick Room, but the thing is, Grassy Glide's gonna revenge Threaten afterward, and I think there's 2 turns of Grassy Terrain left, so I'm gonna go Amoonguss here, and I think I'm gonna make the bait right here. Go for the Pollen Puff into my Scrafty. Hopefully they don't knock off again. Yeah, there's 2 turns, so I can't really make the play that I want to. I'm gonna go Necrozma right here. I don't know what they're gonna do here. They might knock off my Amoonguss here. We'll find out. Zacian protects. It doesn't want to take Fake Out Spore. Okay. What's the Rillaboom doing? Knock off into Amoonguss. Oh, good. And Pollen Puff is going to come out into the Necrozma and heal back. Very nice. Now this upcoming turn, I have a very safe play, assuming the Zacian doesn't have Substitute. And I feel like if you had Substitute, well, actually, no, you would protect this turn on the Fake Out. I have no idea if you have Sub. This is actually kind of concerning. I will Spore here, and I'm actually going to swap back into Scrafty. Now, the reason I'm going to do this is because I want another round of Intimidate, which I think is really important here. If they sub up again, it's fine too. Yeah, if they sub here, at least I got them to -1 with the Zacian, so they shouldn't be doing that much damage. And then I could probably get Trick 'em up with Necrozma and hopefully win this game. But let's see here. Gonna be the Behemoth Blade straight up. Okay, into Amoonguss. Really important here. I'm not gonna say. Okay, they target Scrafty. I was about to say if they crit Amoonguss, that's really bad, but have to play that. Knockoff gonna come out. Excellent. Into the Scrafty. We are able to get a Spore off into the Zacian, and beautiful. And also, this is like one more turn of the Grassy Terrain is remaining. So this is looking good for me setting up Trick Room. I'm actually going to Pollen Puff my Scrafty slot, and I'm actually going to, yeah, I'm going to Pollen Puff my Scrafty slot and go back into Necrozma. You might be wondering, why am I going to go for that play? The reason I'm going to do this play is because I have to risk crits here. Actually, I do have to risk crits here. Now, this Rillaboom's at -2 attack. So knockoff, even though 4 times effective, Prism Armor plus the -2 attack on that Rillaboom should mean that I always survive anyway. So I'm gonna go Necrozma here and Pollen Puff, because if they knock off, I don't have the item anymore, so knockoff will do less in the future upcoming turns. We're gonna see the Grassy Glide come out, which is fine. Won't do that much damage, and we are able to get a Pollen Puff off into the Necrozma. Now, I wonder if knockoff into Behemoth Blade would actually KO here. I actually have no clue, but I'm actually going to swap here into Scraft. Do I want to swap into Scrafty, or do I want to Rage Powder potential Behemoth Blade, or do I just Pollen Puff again? I'm not sure if I actually survive Behemoth Blade at -1 into knockoff at -2, so I'm actually going to make the Scrafty play in Trick Room. I have no idea if Zacian wakes up this turn, but it definitely can, and we might as well just not take that risk if we don't have to. So I'm going to go into Amoonguss here, or switch out Amoonguss into Scrafty, another round of Intimidate. I've been positioning myself for this long game of getting this Intimidate off, putting myself in the best position to get Trick Room up if possible. So let's see. Zacian stays asleep. Fantastic. Now I just have to worry about the Rillaboom right here as it goes for a knockoff into my Necrozma. Good amount of damage, but not nearly enough. And now this is looking really good as I am able to get the Trick Room off. Now I want the big damage into Zacian. If we can just knock out the Zacian, we are going to be able to win this game in the long run. So we are going to go for the Earth Power here into the Zacian, or Moongeist Beam. Earth Power does more damage, and Mienshau's too low to really recover here. So we're going to go out into Amoonguss. And yeah, let's see how this is going to go. Bring out the Amoonguss and Earth Power. Knockoff really shouldn't be doing that much damage anymore. The Zacian's at -2 now. Knockoff going to come out once again, but Prism Armor plus we don't have anything nice. And the Zacian wakes up. Okay, Moment of Truth. Do you live Behemoth Blade at -2? Because we got 3 Intimidates off, right? I'm pretty sure we have. A Behemoth Blade comes out in Necrozma. We do survive. Beautiful. No crits. Amazing. Now I can Pollen Puff my Necrozma slot, and I can Moongeist Beam the Zacian slot. I'll Moongeist Beam this time because I just have no reason not to Moongeist Beam over Earth Power in this situation. Might as well. It doesn't really change anything, but as long as I am healing my Necrozma, I'm in a very good spot right here. So Zacian going to protect here. Pollen Puff is going to come out into the Necrozma. Team is working out beautifully, exactly how I imagined. The Pollen Puff going to go into Necrozma, heal back the HP. The Moongeist Beam going to go into the Protect, but that's fine. And we're going to see another knockoff into the Necrozma slot. No crit, beautiful, and we are going to be able to do the exact same thing all over again. So that is exactly what we're going to do here. So we are going to Pollen Puff, and we're going to Moongeist Beam. They're going to have to sack the Mienshao, which is beautiful for me. That is great. And we are going to be able to, again, just keep healing the Necrozma. We're healing every single time. We are playing with the crit, though, so that is the only big concern. Yet I could still think I could win this game depending on the situation. As long as they don't get multiple crits, I think we're good here. So we are going to go for the Moongeist Beam. Goodbye, Mienshao. Couldn't swap in. And let's see. Rillaboom going to go for a knockoff once again. And, you know, we're just taking that. We're eating that up very easily. One more turn of Trick Room left. I think I'm just gonna target down the Rillaboom slot this time. Or do I want to go out into Scrafty here for... You know what? That actually isn't a bad play here. I'm gonna go Scrafty here. I might as well. I get another Intimidate, which is fantastic. And I get to Spore the Zacian, because this is the last turn of Trick Room, I believe. If they Protect, I just close combat Rage Powder the following turn to knock out the Zacian, and that's not going to be the case. If they attack here, they have to wake up immediately for a chance, and I can still Rage Powder anyway. Okay, they just leave their Zacian in. That's fine. So they do have to get lucky with a sleep turn potentially. Knockoff going to come out into the Scrafty, do 2 damage, and yeah, now we should be able to Rage Powder close combat. And yeah, I did have to play this game very cautiously here, and there are definitely a few times my opponent could have caught me slipping right here. That Taunt Mienshao was actually really tough to bypass, but we are going to be able to pick up the game, especially since they can't really break through Amoonguss. Maybe if they wake up, they get a crit there. I mean, I don't know if Rillaboom can really, at -4? I think it's -4 at that point, break through my Necrozma plus Scrafty, even at -1 defense with my Scrafty. They would have to get extremely lucky there. It's possible, but it's really unlikely there. So was fighting the games for odds. I needed to position myself for getting up Trick Room in the late game, and I was able to get the Trick Room up in the late game. Kept positioning with the Scrafty plus Amoonguss, and that's basically how I was able to win this game. I was able to eliminate an early threat in the Rotom Heat, thankfully, and then just position myself for the trick room. And that is gonna be the end of today's episode. Finally, the acid spray Scrafty. I've only gotten off very few times while testing this team, so I'm really happy that it was able to actually do a lot of work in today's episode. It came in clutch. If you do want to try out the team, make sure you try it out. You have until the end of Series 10. Series 10 is ending in like less than 2 weeks, so make sure to try out while you can. But otherwise, Paceman is available in the description. Make sure you go check out my social medias as well. If you want more content from me, follow my other YouTube channels and my Twitch channel where I do live stream. But otherwise, make sure you check me out on all those other social platforms. And while you're down there, leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. If you did enjoy the episode, it really does help out by leaving those down below. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people. And until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.